Meteorologist Rob Marciano's April 30th, 2024 firing from Good Morning America stunned some fans of the morning show, but signs of brewing problems had bubbled up well before it went down. A few months before he was fired in September 2023, Marciano celebrated a milestone work anniversary. The weatherman commemorated the occasion with an upbeat social media post, writing, "This month marks the start of my 10th year with ABC News, and I couldn't be more pumped to continue this journey with all of you. I always dreamed of working for this network as a kid." But an insider close to the situation has made clear things were not so rosy. According to a source who spoke with the Daily Beast, Marciano was fired due to a heated screaming match he had with a GMA producer.
"It's gonna be a long day. I'm gonna eat my coffee."
The insider said the incident was the last straw, as Marciano allegedly had a history of behaving aggressively behind the scenes. Journalist Dylan Byers wrote on X, formerly Twitter, multiple staffers had made complaints about Marciano's behavior over the years, and he was at least temporarily barred from the main GMA set in NYC. Though his television persona was friendly and easygoing, sources say Marciano had another side to him. In May 2024, an insider told the Daily Beast that Marciano clashed with some of his colleagues, particularly ABC chief meteorologist Ginger Z. A source also told the New York Post that network executives tried to cover up the disputes between Marciano and Z. Things had grown increasingly tense between the quarreling co-stars. According to the source, whom the Post identified as a media executive, Z despised Marciano's hot temper, and Marciano was fed up with Z's nasty attitude. The source said, "I think she brought out the worst in him. I'm not giving him a pass. It's sad because they are two people who are really into the science of the weather. Unfortunately, their personalities didn't work." The source also claimed that there was a constant power struggle between the two. Supposedly, Z would often use her seniority against Marciano to gain the upper hand in disagreements. According to the Daily Beast, Z caught wind of the incident in which Marciano screamed at a GMA producer. She allegedly reported it to network higher-ups, which resulted in Marciano's firing. In 2021, Rob Marciano's wife, Erin Marciano, filed for divorce. They were married for 11 years and had 2 children before pulling the plug on their relationship. In a statement to People, the meteorologist said, "The last couple of years have been very difficult. I didn't want this and tried to save the marriage, but we are sadly divorcing. My focus now is on my kids." After the news of his divorce went public, things seemingly went downhill for Rob.
So sad.
Sources say the weatherman's behavior changed significantly. One told Page 6, "He made people feel uncomfortable. There was a period where there were some issues, a number of alarming events." One such alarming event involved Marciano reportedly facing disciplinary action after going on what was called a sexist rant in 2022. An insider told the Daily Beast that the meteorologist had made inappropriate comments during a disagreement with a female colleague. When confronted about his remarks, Marciano was said to have denied making them about the coworker, claiming that he'd been talking about his ex-wife Erin. The source stated that GMA producers didn't buy it, booting him off the show for a month and ordering Marciano to take anger management classes. He was said to have also landed in hot water for revealing very personal details about his divorce. While his exact statements have not been reported, a source told Page 6 that Marciano's behavior made his coworkers uncomfortable, saying, "He was found to have done something that was improper, but he was punished for it." Some former colleagues have spoken out in Marciano's defense since his firing. One unnamed coworker slammed Marciano's dismissal, telling People it was a hit job. Other supporters insisted that Marciano's firing was an overreaction. One said, "Rob is always positive, hands-on, and never anything but professional. People enjoy working with him, and he's not difficult to work with." Another source argued that Marciano's punishment was unjust and undeserved, saying, "Rob is great. No one championed my career in that building more than he did, and no one took care of the crew in the field better than he did in my 10 years of working there." Others had harsher things to say, and one went on the record with her comments. Former coworker Sweta Sharma revealed that Marciano's outbursts were notorious. Sharma said, "He was nice, but that also wasn't everyone's experience with him. There were always stories about him, about his temper. No one that worked with him or witnessed his behavior is surprised by any of this." Another source claimed to the New York Post that Marciano was prone to fits of rage, stating, "If he was unhappy about something, you'd know it. He lost his cool in meetings when he got news he didn't like." In 2022, former GMA3 co-anchors TJ Holmes and Amy Robach sparked affair rumors when they were spotted canoodling, despite being married to other people at the time. Producers placed the couple on leave in early 2023, and they never returned to the show. Since the scandal, their romance has flourished. They even started a podcast. Marciano's firing, of course, has come up as a topic on their show.
We were with somebody, just had a breakfast the other morning where somebody reminded us, hey, nobody leaves ABC News in a pretty fashion.
The pair agreed that Marciano's alleged behavior was a little sketchy, but they also urged listeners to be leery of what they hear and read. Robach added, "We do know what it's like to have those headlines to be the subject of clickbait, and that's a tough position for anyone to be going through."